Well, hello gardening friends, thank you for stopping by my channel today. So in this video I'm going to be sowing blue salvia. This is the blue Victoria salvia that I put in the front border every year. I pair this with the orange French marigolds, and this will be my 4th year doing it, but my first time sowing these indoors. So and I will probably buy I know me, I will probably go ahead and buy a full tray like I always do, or a pallet at the nursery, but I thought I would give this a try, growing them indoors this year. I found the seeds on EdenBrothers.com. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Also, I wanted to share with you guys a few ways you can create mini greenhouses, inexpensive greenhouses. Of course, I use the milk jugs and clear bottles for winter sowing. And but a new way I learned on one of my favorite gardening channels, Jerry Landers from Hopalong Hollow. This is where I saw this idea. She got some clear containers, storage containers, food containers, and what you do, and I'll show you in just a little bit how I create those. But first, I wanted to share with you my favorite YouTuber on YouTube, so hang tight. Alright guys, this is my favorite YouTuber, Jerry Landers from Hopalong Hollow. She is an author, an illustrator, an artist, and obviously a gardener. She lives in Rutledge, Tennessee, and I've told my husband many times if he ever gets tired of me, just drop me off at her place and I will be just fine. So she has a little piece of land in Tennessee, and she has an old farmhouse which is right up my alley. We both have a love for primitives and antiques, and I just love her house. She's got a beautiful blue-green old farmhouse, and she's got animals. She's got geese, donkeys, cats, dogs. She has 2 peacocks. So anyway, very pretty property. Excuse me. Very pretty property, and I would be just fine there. That would be my dream, to have what she has. So anyway, she is, I don't know if I said it, in Rutledge, Tennessee, and she sells some of the stuff that she makes. She does needle felting, and of course she sells some of her children's books. These books are very whimsical, and a lot of her creatures and different things you'll see here at her place on Hopalong. Can't get it out. Can't get my words right today. Hopalong Hollow. Again, no editing here. A lot of those things are from her books and illustrations. So again, this is where I got the idea. She also has a website, and I'll pull that up real quick. Alright, so here's her website. This isn't the house. This is an adorable, I believe this is her art studio, but you can just see how beautiful the land is and the gardens in these pictures. That's her, Jerry Landers. Her peacocks, beautiful gardens. There's you can kind of see the old farmhouse there. Just beautiful cottage gardens all around it. Beautiful roses and her geese. There's one of her illustrations there. There's a side view of her house and her garden. There's the house. Ah, gorgeous. Alright. There's a little bit more of her artwork. She does cutting with paper cutting stuff. I'm not sure what you call that exactly, but anyway, there is her website if you guys want to check her out. I highly recommend her page. Yeah, it is awesome. Alright friends, so we're going to get these blue Victoria salvia seeds sown today. And again, I'm using the Jiffy greenhouse starting kit. These are pretty inexpensive. You can get them anywhere, Lowe's, Home Depot, grocery store. Alright, so here is what the seeds look like. Not too small. A lot better than those coleus seeds I was sowing. Shoo. Get a close-up there. And you guys can see pretty good amount of seeds that they put in there. And this is from Eden Brothers. I think I mentioned that, but just in case. So I'm going to go ahead and get this whole seed tray sown. There are 72 cells in here, so I have more than enough to fill this up. So I'll probably put two to three seeds in each cell. So I don't know if I mentioned before, in warmer climates like zones 8, 9, and 10, this is a perennial. And I think I did mention before that sometimes it is hit and miss, but sometimes these come back for me as a perennial, and sometimes they don't. So that's why I stopped pulling them out in the fall, just in case that they come back for me. Because I think I had maybe three or four that did return after the winter. I'm probably putting way too many seeds in each cell, but just to be on the safe side. Also, these seeds, you don't want to, they're not surface sown, but you want to lightly cover them because the light does aid in germination. So we're just going to put a light layer of soil over these seeds. I don't know if you can see them in there on the video or not. Alright, I'm going to get the rest of this tray sown because I'm sure it's pretty boring to watch someone do that. So I'm going to get this done and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so I got the seeds sown and I got a very light layer of soil over them. And then I'm going to mist them real quick with the spray bottle here. And then under the grow lights they will go. Right. Put the dome on. Now you want to keep this dome on there to keep the humidity and warmth in there. And then of course when they get, I don't know, ever so tall, around an inch, I usually kind of turn it to the side. That way it has a little bit of airflow going through there. You'll want, once you get your seeds germinated, you want a little bit of light airflow in there because that's what makes a strong seedling. And of course they're going to be going outside, so they kind of need to be used to a little bit of wind. Alright, I'm going to place this under the grow lights. And I will show you guys how I make the mini greenhouses. Alright, I'm going to raise you guys up just a little bit. So probably the cheapest and easiest way to make a little miniature greenhouse is using plastic jugs or milk jugs are probably the easiest to gather and find. And what I do is I make a little cut right here just below the bottom of the handle, but I want to leave an inch an inch of bottle where I don't cut, if that makes sense. That way I can use the top as a handle. So I'll just show you real quick what I'm talking about. get in the screen. And just cut as straight as you can. It don't have to be perfect. And obviously this is not going to be perfect. Not everything has to be straight, so it's all good. Alright, just like that. And then you can turn the top like that. So anyway, we're going to fill these up with soil. And I think I'm just going to put some hollyhock seeds because I think that's what I have the most of. And of course we'll drain some holes in the bottom for drainage. And of course we're not going to put the top on them. You're going to leave the top off so that through the winter. And I am a little bit late on this one, but I do have some that have been sitting out there for at least a month. So, but we should still have enough cold days left this winter, and everything should be just fine. But leaving the top off for moisture, and then after we get the seeds sown, I will take duct tape and duct tape around the seam here. Alright, so let me get my soil and my seeds. So I got my pre-moistened soil here, and if I'm doing a lot of, if I'm going to be using a lot of soil, I just cut the top of the bag off, sit it down in the sink, and just fill it up with a little bit of water till it's where it needs to be. You want, when you squeeze it, the soil in your hands, you don't want it to be dripping wet or soggy wet. You want it to stick together and hold together, but when you, and this might be just a tad bit, no, I think it's just fine. So, not soggy, but moist. So in goes the soil. Put a little more than that. Alright, so here are the seeds I am sowing. If it'll focus there. There we go. Eden Brothers Hollyhock Seeds Summer Carnival. So these are like a hot pink color, which reminds me of my grandma. She always had these when I was growing up. Definitely on the the top 10 list of cottage garden flowers. I'm sure you guys know what hollyhock seeds look like. You might not, and I think that's about all I'm going to put in there, because they do need a little space to grow before they are ready to be planted in the ground. I might take one more, just in case a couple don't germinate. Alright, you want to put these in the soil 1/4 of an inch. So, not a whole lot of soil. Now, most hollyhocks are, you plant them the first year, but they don't bloom until the second year. But I also heard you can plant them in the fall, and you should get blooms in the spring. However, all the varieties that I have planted so far doing this winter sowing method, or starting them early in the winter, they have all bloomed for me. So that might, that's just my experience. Alright, now I'm just taking some duct tape and taping up the seams. You can use masking tape or scotch tape. Most of the ones I have outside have scotch tape on them, and believe it or not, it does hold. Anyway, so there is your inexpensive milk jug greenhouse. It's beautiful. But anyway, so I will set these out there with the rest of them. You'll want to put them obviously in a sunny, warm spot. If most of my friends on here, if you're from Louisville, and I'm sure most of the country, we've been dealing with some high winds, so you may have to, you know, put some rocks or bricks around them so they don't blow away, because I did have a couple that kind of blew away. Alright, now we're going to do the two little totes here. And what I did on the ends, I don't know if you guys can see this. On the ends, there's two little holes that I made with just heating up a nail. That's the only thing I could think of. And with the lighter and just punching it through. There's a little ledge there, obviously. And then I will put some wire through there, and so they will be so they will close pretty tight. Again, a more in-depth tutorial for this, definitely check out Jerry Lander's YouTube page. Also, there another one of my favorite is Lark's Perennials. She does this too, but she also does the big totes. So she will take a big clear storage tote and sow her seeds in the white styrofoam cups, I believe, and just fills the whole tote up with those. So anyway, lots of tutorials on YouTube to go check out. Alright, so also for the hose in the top for moisture, I am using a spade drill, 3/4. I don't think I'm in camera, am I? There we go. A 3/4 spade drill. I love these things. I've made the fencing, the cemetery fencing that some of you may have seen in my Halloween videos. These were used for the hose to go down in the wood, and then the PVC pipe goes down in. So very nifty. Anyway, I'm gonna put, or I did put some smaller hose. Of course, if you go too fast, it'll crack on you. But I did put some small hose with this thing in the bottom of this for drainage. Don't forget about that. That's very important. Because you don't want your seeds to rot, and you don't want them sitting in water. So we're going to fill this up with soil, and again, I'll probably just do some more hollyhocks in here, because they do really well in the winter sowing method. They do good indoors too, but I've got pretty good success with these. I think I'm going to use the rest of this bag. It's been nice to get my hands back in some soil and some dirt. I'm sure most of you feel the same way. Ooh, not that many. Again, we're going to put a 1/4 inch of soil on top of these. Alright, again we're going to put the top on it. And then we're going to attach the two sides with the wire. You could also, if you didn't want to fool with the holes in the wire, you could just do the duct tape. I think that would be just fine. Because it is kind of hard to get the holes lined up just right, but alright, I'm going to get the lids wired on, and then I'll show you a few other ways that you can create a greenhouse. Come on. Every day I'm struggling. Alright, so I know a lot of people have had great success with this method. I know Jerry Landers has, and she's been doing this for 2 or 3 years. So again, this is my first time using this method. So don't forget to label your label what you got in there. So these were the hollyhock seeds, carnival. And for some reason I like to put the date. I don't know why, but today is the 20th to 2022. Right. Well, I thought you guys might want to see where I'm putting these. I know it looks like a bunch of garbage out here on this table. See what I mean? If you don't find something to hold the bottom of them, they will turn over. So anyway, that is one little thing to deal with. But anyway, this is where I'm putting them, on this table out here, full sun, and I feel like you know, them being next to the structure here, the garage, will keep them a little bit warmer too. So there they are. These are, this one I just did today, from some harvested from the garden last year, the white coneflower. So I'm hoping they come up. Alright, you guys, one more way to create a little miniature greenhouse. This was a Edwards pie. So I just, it didn't take long for us to clean up a pie, but I was like, you know what, I could use that as a greenhouse. So we saved it. I washed it up real good, and yesterday I planted Empire Kong coleus in this. So you can always use things like this, or containers that if you get fried chicken or maybe an oven roasted chicken, a lot of people use those too. Also, this from the Dollar Tree, you can get these at the Dollar Tree. I forget what these things are called. My mind is going blank. But anyway, I planted Kong Rose. These were the gems, Holius Coleus, in here, and these were planted on 215. I think I may have done these in a video, maybe my last video. So let me get in here, and I think they have started germinating. Yes. I don't know if you guys can see those little green babies in there, but those are baby coleus seeds. So yeah, another inexpensive greenhouse for you guys. Alright, now let's go check out the Jiffy tray that I started, the first ones I started 4 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago, under the green light. There's that green light again. Why do I keep saying green light? It's a grow light. Right here is the Jiffy tray that my first treat. Boy, I need an editor. My first tray of seeds that I started this year. These were the 6 different varieties of coleus, and we've got germination. Planted way too many in that cell there, but that's alright. And some cells probably won't have any, but I can always use them and try again or put something else in them. So anyway, there's our 6 different. These were from Swallowtail Gardens, and like I said, it's been 5 days and we got germination. So it won't take much longer. They won't be much bigger, and you will actually get to see the colors on them. So that'll be fun. Alright, you guys, if you lasted this long with me, I'm sorry, but thank you. And follow along with me if you're not subscribed yet, and you can see my progress. We got lots more seeds to sow. It's going to be an exciting year. So hopefully you guys are sowing some seeds and getting some dirt under your nails. Hope you guys have a great week. Thank you for watching.